Civic.
Here.
Supervisor Long.
Here.
Chairperson.
Here.
President Simons in attendance as well.
Okay, public comment. Just a reminder that the first public comment period is for agenda items only. If you have something that you'd like to bring to the board's attention that is not on the agenda or related to the agenda tonight, please hold your comment till the end of the meeting where you'll be able to bring up any matter you wish. And of course, there's a 3-minute time limit. Suzette Holton? Yes. Did you have a comment? This is our comment sheet. I didn't, maybe you just signed it because you're here.
We all signed it, sorry.
That's okay. So you don't have a comment?
At the end. At the end.
At the end, okay. Peggy, is that,
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. Jeff?
At the end.
Wayne?
At the end.
Ed?
At the end.
Brett?
At the end.
All right. Okay. Report.
Okay, great. Madam Chair, is it okay if I take some of these board discussion items? So, the board was presented over the last couple of weeks with a proposal from local garage to perform welding work on the bed of the 550. The proposal was for around $2,500 and, what's that?
Depending on the price of the material.
Right, yep. And just wanted to, this is an operational item, however, based on the dollar amount, we do need to move forward with an action. We did get some prices on bed replacements, which were much higher than this, and also we got some quotes on just full truck replacements as well, just to kind of start gauging where those numbers may be, which obviously those are going to be a lot higher than this. So as of right now, we are recommending right now to, as we start to get into the winter months, here in the next few months, that we proceed with having the repair made. Are there any questions about that? Because otherwise we'd like to proceed with getting this done ahead of the winter season. Any questions?
What kind of numbers did you get on the new bed?
They were around $12,000 for bed replacement. Now, I think it was $12,000 for steel and like $15,000 for aluminum. Yeah. I believe that's what those numbers are.
Okay, so we can say 12 to 15,000 for.
I believe that's what those numbers were. Was it? I don't think it was that much. No, not for I don't think it was that much. And I can go back and look. It was, I know that it was, pretty significantly higher than where our $2,500 was. So, we can provide, the full numbers back to you.
Sure. And then this is on a truck that we are hoping to maybe replace in the next couple of years. Is that what we're kind of thinking on that?
So the thought is for sure.
Okay. I looked at the bed myself, knowing what I know about welding and repair. I'm a little concerned about the structural integrity of a repair, but I'm not against it.
I had it up at Multi-Metals in Illinois. They said they would be more than happy to repair it, but we would have to take the bed off and take it up there. Export specialty welding said that they could do the jump offs.
Okay.
So there's 3 people that said they can fix it. We put right there. So
Is anyone offering any kind of a warranty?
you can't warranty anything like that.
No one will do it.
No, because you don't know what they're going to do. You use what they're going to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other concerns on moving forward with that?
No.
Great, we'll plan to proceed. Just want to provide an update on the charger. As of today, the auction number is at $3,200. The link to the charger's bid site is posted on the website, and that closes on August 22nd. So the board will be presented with the bid results at the September meeting, and it will be up to the board to choose to award that or not. But we did set a threshold that we would consider selling that at, but we can also award that at whatever number we get. So just so you know where that kind of stands. You will have for you in the next round of bill payments the police laptop purchase for $3,000. That's a replacement laptop. The other item that we have is, I believe that the township's been going back and forth a little bit on body cam policy, as well as how to store, dispose of the footage that's captured on the body cameras themselves. The policy itself is being drafted. The data requires a storage plan to be considered as part of its use, and the board will be presented with all of that in the form of quotes that we have received on that information. But I think that the body cameras themselves have been an ongoing issue. I think for the township, this kind of puts out the rest. You will be presented with a policy to adopt, and that will become part of the policy and procedures manual for the department. Those are all the immediate board discussion items that I have.
The loader is something.
Loader does need to repair. Ron had provided, Ron, what was the last estimate you got on
He
these?
said it could be a couple $1,000, it could be as much as $10,000. To go into the transmission, it could be up as much as $25,000.
And what do they need to do to fully diagnose that?
I mean, you just start going in and see where vibrations coming from. It may be on the outside. If it's in the transmission, you see you're looking at $25,000, so they can't give you an estimate for something you don't know how deep it is.
So at the very least, we need to get that in for diagnosis now as well.
So you have to go out and all over the program,
Okay.
or the export.
We'll give you some more detail on that, but I think that what we'll do in the short term is to, at the very least, get that up there for evaluation. Now, that's all.
Okay. Items to be considered for action at the August 13, 2025 regular meeting. Motion to accept the resignation of full-time patrolman Adam Lewis, effective August 2nd, 2025, and be retained as a part-time patrol officer.
Just an update on this one. We received an updated resignation letter from Patrolman Lewis that, based on his position that he's going to chief and climber, that he has just resigned entirely and will not have time to give us a part-time capacity. So his resignation letter has been
And we have discussed with the manager, Jason, to research numbers and explore police covered options.
One of those options is, not replacing some of these resigned officers and using, state police coverage. Looking at, getting information from Jason on when maybe some of the lowest call volume is in certain shifts during the week. And this is from a budget standpoint, looking at the budget and what it's costing to have these officers, as many officers as we currently have on duty. We're throwing those other options, but that's one.
Thank you. Next is motion to approve or deny the solar ordinance, which has been out for advertisement since our last meeting.
Have we gotten any responses or anything?
No, just inquiries from the attorneys as to whether this would be voted on at this meeting coming up, so that's what they've been giving interest.
All right, and last is the motion to approve or deny a resolution for the township to accept the sanitary collection system from the dissolved sewer authority.
Yeah,
Could you elaborate on that a little bit more, please?
Yeah, so this specifically came up whenever we were putting the insurance in place. The resolution that we provided that dissolved the sewer authority never, it wasn't clear that the authority, turned that over to, or that the township accepted it, rather. It was clear that the authority thought was dissolved and that they no longer had responsibility over it, but it was not clear that the township actually took it over, even though that was our resolution. So the insurance company asked that this resolution be put in place that just clarifies, that states that the township fully acknowledges that it takes over that collection system and owns the operation.
Okay, gotcha.
Jason, it also involves the township applying for grants for any kind of sewage projects. This will show that the township is actually operating the sewage authority.
It will.
So we apply for grants.
That's right.
Okay.
Then, Madam Chairman, I do have one other item. We did appoint BSI as the code enforcement officer at the previous meeting. The local magistrate has asked that an individual be named from BSI as the actual code enforcement officer for ticket issuing responsibilities and showing up at the hearings. I will add a motion for that at the next meeting as well.
Okay, now public comment. This could be anything on or off the agenda. Still limited to 3 minutes. So I'll start back at the beginning.
That's what I got my name, but right, 3 minutes. Well, we want to have an issue about Florida Avenue and the storm sewer. Our property lines apparently only go so far, and it looks like when you look at the flats and stuff, that there is an easement on each side of the road, which belongs to the county apparently. They have ditches in them. My first question would be, who is responsible for maintaining those ditches? Nobody is maintaining them right now. We just bought a home on that street, and we were having a terrible water problem down at the bottom. And I called the cops and said, what do I do to find out about this stormwater? Because I went up and down the street, it was a big mess. There's no ditch like I'm used to in Virginia. It's very different from here. And I went ahead out there myself after the person came out, the crew came out and said I said, there's got to be culverts there on my side of my driveway, and they said, no, there's not. I dug down myself because it was completely covered with vines and dirt, and it went down about 6-8 inches. I found the culvert. I have pictures of it. It's a gigantic culvert. It has 6 pipes that goes down into it. It has 3 other drains from the house that go down into it. It actually goes under my driveway, and I was told that I just had a driveway culvert. I do not. I dug down on my side of the street on the left-hand side, and the pipe goes continuously down the road. But what I was having is, people don't understand what stormwater management is, I guess, or don't want that water flowing, so they have put rocks in these things or smashed down all the things. I got pictures of all of them. And it starts back at that very first street. When you make the left-hand turn off the floor right there, you can't even see the culvert. There is so much overgrowth, which is kind of like what was on ours. That I can see, I found the pipe, I'm gonna get a weed whacker, I'm not gonna put my hand down there. But there's also a pipe on the other side. The pipe on the right side is an old metal pipe. The right on the left side is obviously something that someone new has put with a black plastic, which down in our culvert, great big huge one, which has a rotted grate on it also. There's somebody is taking the plastic pipe and shoving it inside the old metal pipes that are all, deteriorated. The problem is that first of all, it's flooding our neighbor's house, and they're not cleaned out. But I'm being told that, the driveway is my responsibility, which is not a driveway culvert. So I kind of just fixed my side where I dug down 2 feet and put great big huge stone underneath the pipe, cleaned up every one of the holes that's perforated. I cleaned out every one of the holes and I put a large rock on top and left it down like that, and I have all of my water from my pipe straining there. The only problem is there is a river, which people have pictures of, coming down that street when it rains. And I do mean the river. That culvert is 6 feet deep at least, and that water is coming to the top of the thing, going over the top of it. And it's bringing it up so much that it's taking the rock out and going into her yard and flooding her basement. If the county wants to let us go ahead and bring a Massey out, and get this utility, I had this utility mark line where my gas line, everything was before I started to use it. I make it real pretty bitch out in front of mine. If the county wants to let us bring Massey out there and get the utility things to, mark it, at least for that section there, we can dig it out, and make a, I was a civil engineer for 15 years, mechanical for 25, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. And it would not take that much. You don't have to dig up any of the pipes. You can simply get that down into a really nice deep ditch, put some riprap there. I don't know if the county could help out with, since it's, that's an easement, just put some really riprap. It's got little black, landscaping rock in there right now. If we had riprap in there, there'd be no problem. The other problem that I'm concerned about, I took my marbles out there. You have a road out there that you guys just oiled and put chipped on it. Right now, that road goes like this, okay, down towards her house, which is being flooded out 2.5 feet. If the road could be crusted at a 2 to 3% grade, at least, you'd be splitting that water along that whole road right there. So both sides, since both sides have storm water on it, would be only taking half of it. Because one of the pipes is one of the close.
Could you come after the meeting
Yes.
and touch base?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Comment, but the detail you're getting into would be better for it to be, let's talk about that after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so she lives across from me, all right? She's at, what number is that? 134.
134.
137. So I took pictures whenever the Kiski Valley Water Pollution Control was there, with big trucks digging out culvert. And we were told that, that problem was taken care of. And that's all well and good because there is water going there. But the problem is the drainage ditch across from my house, all the way down past Glen and Murray's to the stop sign, I think that's Ohio. Is that Ohio? So that ditch, we dug a little bit with a mat. And the last rainstorm we had, it was flowing, but it's not flowing where it's, the water is laying. And I have pictures of the flood and in that ditch. And then coming across the fence into my front yard, down into the basement, down at the bottom where the swimming pool was. And that's all the water laying in front of my house. And that's what we dug out. I didn't know if you wanted to look.
Did you come up with her? Yeah, let's do do them both together. Yeah, that would be great.
I just want the ditch dug out so the water flows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jack?
I'll be short and sweet. I dug the ditch out.
For all of
With a spade shovel, it took me about an hour and a half to do 83 feet. What you need to do, from what I see in walk and look, from where they're at, that culvert, all the way up to Ohio, at that intersection before we stop at Ohio, there's a culvert on the left side, from one up Florida. There's a culvert on the left side, there's a culvert on the right side of Ohio. The water coming down Ohio can't get to either one of the culverts as much as coming down. Now, listen, we're getting more soon. When it happens,
That was a
it's
crazy
crazy.
storm that was.
Yeah.
I mean, but still,
This
it's.
is two.
But the issues with all three of those are the ditches.
Yeah.
The water can't get to the culvert. It's gotta get it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I went 83 feet, took me an hour and a half with a mat. And I could feel the 3D stone down there, that's why I didn't. I just got the sun out.
Yeah.
But on Florida Avenue, before you get to Ohio, you got a fellow's driveway coming down. And there's no pipe underneath the driveway for the water to have an egress to come down that ditch. Either he has a hump there as a ditch, you have to go over, or have to put a pipe in.
Yeah.
But if you could clean out on the other side of his driveway to let that water get over there to Ohio culvert, and anything on this side would go that way. But it's a ditch problem.
It is.
The pipes are over 100 years old. You know, under these roads in Kiski Township. Don't fool anyone. They're 24 inches in diameter. They're not made to take the kind of water that we're getting to. And forgive me for calling it what I'm going to call it, because this is what I understand that pipe to be. Tin whistles. They're corrugated steel, could be galvanized or whatever. They references that I knew about their pipes when I was a kid growing up. Young Township, they were called tin whistles. They put them in, put T's on top, they rust. I don't believe any of the pipes are bad enough to be glass. And I don't know that they're even clogged up, to tell you the truth. But a pipe going down along Pecos driveway, it's a big pipe. I'm going to guess and just say, Ronnie could probably tell you better. I'm guessing they ground with that pipe in it. It's 3 feet in diameter and it's smooth on the inside. It's not ripped. So anything that's getting in there, getting out that pipe. But you gotta get the water to the culvert. Is it gonna take more than sooner rains out? Who the hell knows? But it's a ditch problem. You know, it's basically a ditch problem.
You're third in line at the end of the meeting. Why don't you come up, let's all three of us kind of talk, and I'm probably gonna come out there this, next week, early next week, and I'd like to walk it with you guys to really get our eyes on it to see what.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a big infrastructure thing. We're gonna be picking up roads and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, there's rain next week, I think. I think Wednesday or Thursday next week. Yeah.
It's a good day.
Yeah, okay, all right, good. Yeah.
Jason, I'll agree with that point of information. Those ditches have been neglected for years. They need cleaned out to the cross drain needs opened up, so water's looking someplace to go. No way this drainage basin should be flooded by our water coming off our street.
Well,
Because of this neglect.
I just,
No matter how deep that ditch is, if that inlet can handle that water, it could be 5 feet deep. It's just gonna be a retention pond.
And the
That's
inlet,
not
the
the
pipe
problem.
is cleaned out.
That ditch is deep enough, it's my opinion.
Right now,
Yes.
Well,
looks like it's full of dirt grass to me.
There's sections of the ditch that
the
are flat
section
in the road.
is, but not all the way down. There is a section, yes.
it's just, the ditches are filled with sediment. That's all. It's just the sediment over the years coming in.
There's
There's grass growing in.
There's under drain in that ditch too.
Well, yeah, 3 feet.
There's 6-inch perforated pipe.
Well, let's take a look at it. I think come up after the meeting, we'll set up some time on next week. We'll probably have something.
pipes ain't gonna take,
Yeah.
we don't get that kind of rain all the time.
That's right.
You know, but that water laying on that road is probably gathered to island the vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I
not,
see.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The bad thing is we're getting these rains more often, these storms.
well,
They're
that's,
coming more often, that's.
right. I mean, we didn't get it the last time here in Avon was up there. I mean, you got people over there with never knows.
Yeah.
Because of the drains over the roads, you're not gonna make it.
On Friday, we had 2 3/4 inches of rain. And that one was,
Yeah.
Are they going to, can I just, are they going to grade, I'll ask.
Thank you. Wayne?
Yes, I have a water problem myself. I have water coming down on my property, and it's making such a mess that it's almost buried, I can't mow it. And what the problem is the ditch on the other side of Clark's Hall Road is completely filled up. And what's happening is the water's coming under the road to the bank, and my property's down below it, and it's coming down there, it's on top of the clay. And it's just making wet spots that I can't even mow. And they used to dig that ditch out 15, 18 inches deep down to the culvert. It's level. And on out the field, there's a big culvert. It's got to be a foot in diameter anyhow, at the end of my property. And about from here to your desk up there, that one big rain, it was like a waterfall coming down. There's no ditch where to go. It was just coming down over the road onto my place.
Well,
You want me to
yes.
visit? You want me to visit next week too?
I got your.
And while I'm at it, the neighbor there, he still has a bunch of junk cars on property that's zoned agricultural.
Thank you, Wayne. Ed?
Okay, I'm on Florida Avenue too, just a few doors down from these two ladies. I have a catch basin in front of my house. It's full of dirt, it's clogged. But there is a pipe that goes underneath the road. And several years ago, when the house across the street was built, that pipe was clogged up. Well, a few years ago, they were going to send a pump truck up there to clean up that catch basin and that pipe underneath it. And we need to do something up there. We get a lot of springs. A lot of springs come from up the street. They go ahead, they come through that catch basin, they make their way out onto the road. In the winter, it's a mess. And I've had my mailbox taken out several times because there's accidents when they come around that bend with all that water. That we need the catch basin taken care of and see whatever you can do. I know, it was put in 75, 80 years ago, and originally all that water was supposed to go down into the creek, but whenever that dirt was put on that property across the street, nobody ever continued with the pipe. So I don't know what the problem and what you can do with that work, but I know it was suggested to go ahead and clean out that pipe and see what they can do.
the pipe was cleaned out and it's plugged up right at that fence. I think they've run concrete, so it's really good.
I think I'm gonna be moving my office up. So if you don't mind, just, have a coffee on Monday morning. Yeah, I'll stop by on Monday.
Well, thank you. Okay, Brett?
Well, I fill out a place because I don't live on Florida Avenue and I have no problems with
Change the topic.
water. For the motion to approve the solar ordinance, that's next week, correct?
It's next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday? Is there a way we can get a copy
It's
of
on the,
this?
yeah, it's on the website, I can give you a copy.
Okay, what website's that?
Oh, the township
The
website.
township website. And is it gonna have the changes that are proposed for that also, or just the current?
Only the current.
Only current, okay.
Which is the one that the board would be adopting at Wednesday's meeting.
Okay,
But if you have any questions about it, you can come up after, I can answer any questions if you have any questions about the
sure.
ordinance itself.
Thank you.
You might have to get in line now.
Yeah, and move forward.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
No, is that all?
that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have any public comment? Okay,
Rick, what was the first lady's name?
Suzette Open?
Suzette?
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.